Well, I got the tide a little bit wrong. I'm here, it's Tuesday the 1st of March, and yeah, I've got the tide wrong. I didn't think, I thought it was a 4 metre, but it's 5.7 according to my daughter. Never checked that one. Did check the time of the tide, so I'd get that right, and I think I got that wrong and all, but never mind. I did check though, just forgot, but I didn't check the tide, so it's coming in. The beach at Easington, the sand's been ripped out. You can see the cliff's a lot higher, and yeah, so this cliff is wet at the back as well. The sand has been washed, so obviously the tide's going to come in, but I can escape up the slope, so that's why I'm fishing here. I did want to fish right down there where there's a pillbox in the water because it's quite deep, but I'm having to fish here. I'll escape up that slope, and then what I'll do is I shall move to the left probably as the tide recedes. So I'm just going to get baited up, and I'll bring you back when I start casting out. So this is Verns fishing at Easington on the 1st of March, and the rest of the week's going to be raining, so that's why I'm here. Oh, but at least I'm out there. I started to cast then, and I was moving because I've figured it all out now. That's how good that cast was, wasn't it? And I started to go into the swing, into the turn, and I'd never moved my feet, and I thought, what's happening there? And I realised I weren't moving my feet, so went to the left, didn't go far, but at least I'll see if it's pulling from left to right. They've just reeled in, and there was some weed on their line, so I'm going to move everything to the corner here, ready for me to go round and up there. I've never fished up there. I ain't going to be able to cast there because it's just all stones. There is nowhere there, so I did want to, where that fence is down there and that great big lump of brickwork and the rubber tyre, that's where I wanted to fish, to the left of that. But this beach has changed. Now Mike from Case to Tackle, you know who Case to Tackle is, go check him out, buy all your fishing gear from there apart from rods, reels and line. He told me that all the sand had been scooped out of this beach, and boy, he was spot on, absolutely spot on. This beach was another 2-3 foot even higher. Sand's gone. It's steeper down there where the old boy who I said hello to at the van, well, he's about the same age as me, where he's walked to, he'll not get washed off. But I am feeling it, but I just didn't want to walk far, to be honest. We've got extreme weather, as in a bit of wind, blowing north-northeast, so I saw the wind was blowing north-northeast. Didn't see the tide, but I knew that it didn't matter, and I was gonna hopefully catch codlin today, which that's what we're after. I've got one rod out at the minute. We'll see if we can hold bottom, see how much weed there is. I really wanted to come here today and have 2 rods out. I wanted to have small hooks on the flat bar and clip down baits for a cod rig, for a cod. But I don't know, I need to, I don't know, I think the tide will come up to this cliff, but I'm going up there, just behind me over my shoulder there. So looking forward to it today, to be honest. I've got to stop saying that. And last fishing trip you saw, which was last week, was at Hornsey South Beach with Shane and Scott. We had a great time. It was good fishing with the pair of them again, having a bit of a laugh. And here I am on my own. It's Tuesday, 2 or 3 days later. Did we fish Friday? Did fish Friday, yeah. I have driven to Kilnsey, but there was no end of fishermen there. And again, I'd have had to walk again. So we are here. I'm holding bottom. I might be able to use 2 rods. Down there where you can see more beach, but I can if you can't, is Dimlington, and there's people fishing there. But I tried to get down this slope where that fence is there, and decided against it due to the fact that it rained all day yesterday and it was very slippery and muddy. So Dimlington for me is out of it. If I slip but too far, boy, that'll pull my hip. Rod just bounced then, so I guess it's got weed around it. If this is becoming too weedy, you will probably see me pack up and move. So we'll fish 1 rod at the minute, and instead of catching a skinful like last time at Hornsey, because I did have a good session there, granted I didn't catch a codlin, Shane did, about £1.5, but I caught lots of fish and I was chuffed with that. So we'll see what happens here, see if I'm staying here, and if I don't, I'm gonna head north, and then I'll probably have to go down a bloody cliff, won't I? So that ain't a very good idea, is it? Bouncing like a bite, but let's see if it's moved. No, still pointing in that direction where I fluffed the cast up. Wouldn't it be great if I catch a codlin first cast? That's what we're after. I shall be back in a bit. I'm gonna have a sit down and have a coffee and watch this tide come in, because I think I'm certainly not going to be King Canoe Air, because that water's coming in. But I'm snicking up there. Them lads are to the right, they're plenty far enough. If I keep casting to the left, I'll not get in their way. Hopefully they'll not come and hit me on the nose. Yesterday was a good day. I cancelled my dentist appointment yesterday, thinking that'll be another week before I got to go to the dentist. Told him I was doing some work. Really, I was coming here fishing. That tide's coming in. And she said to me, I got a spare appointment you can have this afternoon. So I couldn't say no. So off I went to the dentist and had a filling. Brilliant job she's done. And she's used it with the old light this time. I've got a white filling. So yeah, I don't like this water coming in. Look at this. So I'm going to drink this coffee and move some of the gear around to the right and start getting ready. I think I'm not going to move just yet. It can be lapping around my feet. Well, got my coffee. Got so much to carry. I've got my lights in here as well in case it gets dark. But I don't know. I don't know. People looking at me now from up on the cliff. Get on your wick. Get on your wick. And then I'll see you in a bit. Well, that's answered that one then. Disaster. Just like Easington, that is just full of weed, absolutely full of weed. I shall I'll be back in a bit when I've decided what I'm gonna do, but I ain't doing that all the time. I'm bloody not. I've come out for a fishing trip, yeah, not purgatory. Well, this was Easington. Tide's nearly in now to the cliff, look. It's weeding, yeah, and I know at Easington the weed can drop out, but I can't be asked to find out. So this is me done at Easington. I will go somewhere else. It's not going to be on the beat. It might be. I might go to Kilnsey, but it'll be weedy there. I need to go north. But if I don't go north, you'll see me at the next spot. I've got a rough hide there, and I'll see you there. See you later. Well, I moved. There was no way I was stopping there. The chap that got to Easington before me and went walking right down to where it was high so he didn't get washed off the beach. By the time I got back to my van, he'd walked all the way back as well. I reckon he must have had 2 cars out and jacked it in. He said it's atrocious. He even said they've been catching fish here all weekend. There's been fish about everywhere, and then suddenly there's all that weed there. It's a shame. Wind was blowing north-northeast. Big tide. Real shame, really, to be honest. So I've come to my secret mark. You'll know where it is if you've watched my videos, but yeah, so the wind's blowing from behind now, there shouldn't be any weed there, and if there is, there isn't. You know, you can't run away from it forever. But the sun is on my face, I can feel the warmth, there's a little bit of a breeze, it's bloody lovely. The tide is coming in on this side, as you can see, and on that side it's coming in quickly. So high tide now I think is at 6:15. If that is the case, I've got quite a bit of fishing time here, which I'm chuffed about, really am chuffed about. So yeah, you gotta just cut your losses, ain't you? I've been, since Friday when I went to South Hornsey, I was really excited about catching a cod there, because there's loads of reports. We'd decided we were going to South Hornsey, but there was a few reports that Easington and down that way, Dimmu, were producing a lot of fish. We caught lots of fish, only one codling though, but it's the luck of the draw, isn't it? We enjoyed ourselves at South Hornsey, so I thought I'd just go yesterday really, but it absolutely bucketed down with rain. Today's the best day, as you can see with this sun. And you know what happened at Easington? It's just got weeded out, and there's no way I'm pulling that much weed off. You know, I might look a sucker, but I'm not a sucker. So we're here at my secret mark. Yeah, Van's just over there, and tide is coming in. So yeah, basically we're in a shallow area. Got the wrong weights. I like to use them fin weights here. They're in the van. Just forgot to put them in my box. My box is heavy. I've either got to put some muscle on, and so the box becomes lighter, or I've got to sort the box out, but I just don't know what else to take out. I've only got a handful of leads anyhow, but I've got a battery in there that weighs over a kilo. Well, it weighs nearly 1.8 kilos. So anyhow, I've come down here, I brought one rod, so I didn't have two rods to carry. It did help. Let's see what happened. Here we go. Here I come. This is where I could do with a pendulum cast, but I'm not ready for that yet. And that's how I'm going to cast today, underneath the rod, and just still try and do what I do. But yep, I'm happy with that. Let's hope it's not 10 inch of water out there, because I doubt if I'll pull the weight out. Right, as soon as I can get a bucket of water, where's this line going? Please tell me it's not pulling. No, I swear I casted. Yeah, should have casted that way really, but I didn't want to pull it over all this ground yet. It's okay pulling it over this ground here when the tide comes in a bit, but not just yet. So I've casted that way. Hopefully it'll hold bottom. I wouldn't have thought there'd be much tide run here, because it's very shallow. Fish you can catch here: flounder, dabs, and bass, I believe. And obviously there might be the odd codling, but there's not many cod coming out of this river at this moment in time. A couple got caught at the weekend. My mate, well, Taxi Dave, caught some. Yeah, it looks really weird because you're looking there and the line's over there. Looks like the line has moved, but it hasn't. I'm chuffed to bits I'm here. I was going to aim at coming here again in spring, but yeah, we're here now, so that's all good. Need to get some water in my bucket and get it hung on this tripod to weigh this tripod down, because I don't want it getting pulled over. And I'll see you in a bit. So yeah, we're at the secret mark. We're in the Humber, put it that way. And if you can't look around and see where I'm showing you, then just go back and look at my videos. You'll soon see this place. I did message you, Scott. I did message you and say, what are you up to? But you might be a work day on a Tuesday. I can't remember. I thought it was Monday when I messaged you. So yeah. So anyhow, I'm relieved we got a marks like this, because if you go to Easington and there's no weed, you can fish it. It's a fantastic spot to fish. And it's probably fantastic to fish it even with weed. But to be honest, it's not for me. I'm too old for that game. I've done all that 20 years ago. Fishing in bloody force 10s, force 8s, getting grit blasted, fishing in the rain, fishing in the snow where it's coming down on your face. You can't see in snow because it hits your face all the time because it's lumpy. Makes you shut your eyes and you're squinting all the time. It's hard work, cold. I've done all that. I don't appreciate that anymore, and it's hard work to film anyhow. So what a day. Blue sky. This is what it's all about. This is why I do the job that I do. Blue skies. I've picked a day. It'll probably be nice at the weekend, but if it's okay at the weekend and I've done the jobs that I need to do, then what I'll do is I shall go out with the wife and we'll go have a look at some marks. I want to look at some marks further up from Hornsey, check out where to park and that, and how to get to them so I know, and do some casting practice. I reckon that's what I'm going to do, and then we'll get a bag of chips. And yeah, I do wine and dine my wife really well with these chips, but she do like a bag of chips and I like my bit of fish, so just rounds the day off. You see, it's not about taking your wife out for a meal that's a la carte or wine and dine. It's just about being together. And I don't know why, but the wife, I'll say I think, hopefully, well, we still enjoy being in each other's company. Otherwise she'd have bloody left me by now. So going out and having a drive around and a mooch about and then getting something to eat, whether it's a burger or fish and chips. I even nearly the other week, 2 weekends ago, I nearly stopped at a carvery. I mean, that's unheard of for me. A carvery of all things. So it's just nice being together, and that's what it's about. It's just about being together. She might not want to go, but she goes because it's a day out, innit? Of course she wants to go. Talking myself into a divorce here, aren't I? It's what blue skies do to you, and the wind behind you, and sheltered, and I've got horses over in the field. It's absolutely fantastic. My line, I think, is moving round. We might lose some gear here today. We didn't lose gear last time I fished here, but then I had different weights. So anyhow, it's enough yippity yapping from me. It's the same day as what you saw me at Easington. I like being able to change my mind so that we can move from one place to the other. I don't want to fish in an area that's just going to be a nightmare. Sorry I'm looking like this, but I've got the sun in my eyes and I'm trying to look at my line. We'll see you in a minute. I'll be back in a bit. Well, what a beautiful day. I put my hat on just to take that in my pocket, really. But my hands are ever so sore from doing. I did a fence last week, and because I ain't done the manual labour for yonks, it's really buggered my hands up. And when I went fishing on Friday night to Saturday morning, the next day my hands were sore as anything, as well as Sunday. This blister's burst now. I've got the 2 on the fingers to go yet. That one. My ring, my wedding ring, was stuck to my finger with a bit of flesh. Yeah, that weren't good. When I moved my ring, I thought, why is my ring stuck? And I moved my ring and went, ah! It's always the little cuts into the hurt. It's absolutely glorious. The sun is a little bit bright in my face. It might affect the camera. I'm sorry if it does, because I can only point it one way. But there's loads of birds flying around, geese or whatever. They've been over there in the shallows. The water's now come in and they're now flying down that way. But this, I've got heat on my face. It's the 1st of March. We had some nice weather in January and February as well. You got some of my, like the Whitby video, that was a beautiful warm day. Trying to think what other day was a nice day. Hornsey was nice and warm. Hornsey North Beach, that was a nice warm afternoon and evening. It weren't cold in the evening, but I've got the sun's actually beating down on me. At Whitby it weren't, it was behind the cliff, but it's, my face is warm. I'm squinting. You got the lighthouse on Spurn Point over there, and then them 2 other towers, whatever they are. I think they used to be, well, I don't know, probably old lighthouses, I don't know. There's not many places on this coast where you can jump from one side to the other, and I'm not shouting about it because there'll be times when I go to Easington and I'll come here and this will be chock-a-block, but you only got to watch me other video. Yeah, it's ghastly here. There's this smell of excrement here because of this pipe, you see. It's terrible. Absolutely disgusting. Don't come here. It's terrible. So anyhow, yeah, while we're here, if you've got this far, yeah, consider subscribing. Ring the bell for notification for when a new video come up, or I do a live, which will be sort of like happen just like that. Leave us a comment and give us a thumbs up. We've got the helicopter going overhead now, going out to sea, and that's weird because normally I see it going the other way, so I know Immingham's over there because that helicopter won't deviate, will it? Yeah, and don't forget to tell your friends and your family and your nannies and granddads and cousins and everybody, subscribe to Verns Fishing, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? You know, stop me losing sleep at night, because I'm always fretting that your nannies and granddads and your cousins and friends and family, you know, they ain't subscribed, you see. You'll just help me out. I'll be able to get a better night's sleep at night, you see, after this sun and everything on my face, doing a bit of sunburn, and you're right there with my ginger hair, bit of sunbathing. But yeah, don't forget, subscribe. I think the tide is a 6.9 metre tide today on this side, and highs at 8 minutes past 5. Time is now 3:30. So we've got an hour and a half, probably 2.5 hours fishing. That'll take me into dark. Probably didn't need to bring my heavy battery and lights, but I have. And yeah, it's enough of that. I've done me pleading and begging. Well, I don't plead and beg. I just ask you to subscribe and like, and all the others just a bit of a joke. Not that it's really funny. I mean, it's about as funny as a damp squid, I suppose. But yeah, it's certainly making an old man happy anyhow. Get that. That's nice and gentle, wasn't it, them waves? It's totally tranquil here, look. Unbelievable. And because this dries out, because the tide goes down so far, it dries out, and a lot of the green algae just can't live, apart from in places like this, I presume. And that's probably there because the concrete is broken, the surface, and probably retained some water and stuff, I don't know. But yeah, this is where we're fishing. I did message Scott, but I think Monday is Scott's day off. I think Scott's at work. He volunteers and does work. So oh, it's nice being on your own though as well. It's great fishing with chaps, you know, with your mates. It's nice fishing with them, and it's also nice being there on your own. Clear your brain. Had quite a nice journey here as well, to be honest. Pretty much a straight run through, no traffic really. I think I did 32 miles an hour in some places. Oh dear, let's hope there's no cameras about. I don't think there was, but it's the drive from Hull to here, 2/3 of it is absolute purgatory. It's 30s and 40 mile an hour all the time, and a lot of it's in the countryside. I've said this before, I'm saying it again for the new people. 30s and 40 miles an hour. I mean, really, 30 mile an hour in a village is fine, but when you come out of that village, it should at least go up to 50. You know, give a driver's benefit of the doubt, and then it can always drop to 40 and then 30 again. But you're doing 30 in the countryside. It's ridiculous. It's got to be one of the worst drives to a venue I know. That's why I don't really fish Easington much. And on top of that, you got that weed, haven't you? Well, I wasn't the only person to go home. There was another bloke there. He was a proper fisherman. He was out of his truck, stuff on his back, waders on and off, and I was still getting my gear out of the van. I've got to start getting all my stuff ready just to put straight on my back and walk off. But now I didn't even put my rods in the rod bag, so I'm going to sort myself out a bit more. That'll please Shane and Scott, because they're always waiting for me. Well, they don't know, they always get to the mark before me, perhaps that's why. But yeah, no, I'm always the last one there, but then I have further to travel. Talk about, and one of them, Shane, he's ex-army, and you're only as quick as your slowest troop. Yep, never leave a man behind. Well, they leave me to get there last. It don't matter. But yeah, no, I need to sort my gear out, because when I pack everything up on the beach, it's just the same. Shane and Scott are there waiting for me. No, it's all right, Van. Yeah, we'll wait. It's all right. Diamonds, aren't they? So yeah, I'm just so pleased I could come here. And I know I'm not going to catch a codlin there. Could do. I mean, it's not out of the question, is it? There's none in the river though at the minute. There's none being caught. Might have to move my rod rest back, I think. Well, having to retreat. Don't have to go just yet. I mean, I could stay here, couldn't I? But I might as well retreat up here and get it ready for fishing, I suppose. Yeah, let's see. That's where the tripod was. Just lapping up on top of the minute. I don't think the speed this is coming in is going to be any detrimental to my life, but it all gets wet. When it's wet, it's slippery. It's not too slippery on there because there's no green on it to speak of. But yeah, you know, I wanted to catch codling, didn't I? That's gone. Like I say, the last few days there's been loads of fish in that river. Loads of fish. I shall get that reeled in before this gets covered in water, and then what I'll do is I shall send out the flapper rig, because I don't want to blank. We blanked there last time. I don't want to blank again. It's got to be a flounder or a dab about, hasn't there? So yeah, it's now fishing session started off to go into the sea, off the beach, and catch, hopefully catch codling. Have other fish as well, but that's what I was aiming at. So now we're here. Just want to catch now so that we've got a fish on the video. If we don't, we don't. See my day. This is my day apart from all the travelling. You don't see that. And I shall probably be here tonight until 6, half 6. And then it'll be pack up, go back to the van. Hopefully the van is all right. Oh, I'm looking at the rod and it ain't there. So yeah, it's hopefully we'll not blank. Hopefully we'll catch something, because then that'll then make it think, oh, so it is a viable mark. I'm sure it is. If you can catch fish down there, you can catch fish anywhere. They just need to be in front of you, don't they? It's not a super highway just over there. There's got to be one past there. So I've got a 3-out flapper to go out next with lug and squid on. That's a good dab bait if ever I know it. And I should know. I just think I catch lots of dabs because there's a lot of dabs about. That's, to be honest. And then I don't catch as much as others. Just says it all about my fishing. But that's not what it's about for me. I'm enjoying being here. You know, I can't wait until we start getting the tides and the weather together, so it's a good day out with some, hopefully some good fish about. That's what I'm looking forward to. So you can, because today I was hopeful, because you can hear this wind now I'm getting up there. I was hopefully going to get to the beach today. I knew it was going to be a bit windy, so that wasn't a problem. It was a bit of a shock to the system when I got out in it though. I'll not lie, but I still went down there and give it a go. I just wanted to fish and put loads of effort into changing the baits, different baits, and hopefully catch a codling or two. It wouldn't it be nice just to pull 2 out? All them sessions I've done, 14 sessions trying to catch a cod, and I get 1, which was perfectly formed, only small, probably 8 ounce, 10 ounce, I don't know, might have been 6 ounce. It was about the size of a fish finger in a 6-pack. So yeah, I mean, other people have pulled cod out of there. There haven't been the numbers of cod caught like last year when I caught my big one. I mean, I said when I caught that big codling of mine, which was big for me, it was 60 centimetres, and I said then that'll be a fish of a lifetime. I doubt if I'll ever beat that. But I thought I might catch a couple of pound, you know, nothing. Even Friday night with Shane and Scott. Shane pulled out one that was about £1.5 pounds, and that was it all night. Scott was pulling fish out, Shane was pulling fish out, I was pulling fish out. Only one codling. I mean, down at Easington, Dimmo, Kilnsey, at the weekend and prior to the weekend, there was fish everywhere. Apparently, we went to South Hornsey, but you know, they can be anywhere along that coast. They could have not been at Easington and moved up the coast, couldn't they? You don't know. They might be getting ready on the coast to come back in the river. But there, that's that done. I'm now enjoying, actually really enjoying, being on the bank of a river, which is about as close as I'll probably ever get to freshwater fishing. I do want to do a little bit of freshwater fishing with a float. I know it's not to everyone's cup of tea, but this is what I like. I like being on my own sometimes, well, most of the time, but I like, it's nice being on your own, let's say that, and it's also nice being with mates, you know, having a laugh. But when you're in the mindset of being here on a riverbank, sun in your face, which ain't gonna last for long, is it? But let's be honest, but there's no clouds. It's just nice. Be nice if this riverbank was higher, because then I wouldn't be feeling the wind on my neck. 2 more geese. They're black geese with white bums, whatever they are. Have to Google them. Black bird with white bum. They're definitely geese. I tell you what, it's bloody great not having the sand under your feet. I've got sand on my leg from a flask. Hopefully that'll disappear. The only thing that's chilly is this wind. Right, I've got a single paternoster hook on there. Rig, sorry, with 2 hooks, pennel. And they're 1/0 Sakuma mantas. Catch a cod on that, catch a bass on that. Should catch a flounder on it and all. I was catching them last Friday with a 2/0. Oh dear, look at these geese. See them geese? I don't know what sort of geese they are, but they've definitely got white bums. They're brown or black. They're certainly keeping an eye on me, aren't they? I've got no bread for you. Right, let's get this reeled in. Well, that bait hasn't been touched. Smaller hooks on this one. We'll leave them on, I think. See what happens. Right, well that's that out. We when I wound it in, there was loops on my line on the reel, so you know, I never let it go slack. I don't know what happened there, never saw it either. So anyhow, just pulled it off, reeled it back up, cast out again. We've got the 3-up flappers on. We'll see what we get. Black lug and squid. So we catch something, just want to catch a dabble something. Right, what I'll do is I'm going to bait up again now. I think I'm going to do a squid and carp perhaps. Yeah, I'll do a squid and carp, do a couple of them for this, because I am going to alternate between the small hooks and the big hook, because even though I can catch a bigger fish on the smaller hooks, you know, the bigger bait puts more smell and more scent out there. So I'll keep an eye on this. Shall bring you back in a bit. I just had a bite. I can't believe it. I've just had a bite. Someone down there in the car park, but they're walking. They won't be robbing me van, will they? Just had a bite. Like that. So it's all you need, isn't it? Just a bit of rod movement, just to get you a bit enthusiastic about it. When I come here with Scott, we both blanked. That could be the fish, couldn't it? It could be a fish on there now. Could be a little little dab. I love these rods. These Leader Icon rods are bloody brilliant. When they get a bit rough, like in 10 years time, I shall re-whip them and jazz them up even more, because they've only got black and white whippings on. I'll make it a disco fever rod, that's what I'll do. Well, we've either got a fish on there that's hooked, or we haven't. But I've got to tell you what, I've got 3 hooks on. I shall leave it out a bit. You never know, one might attract another. Even though I'm using frozen lugworm, I've got some good frozen lugworm at the minute. Which makes a change, because I have had my fair share of licorice sticks. You got to soak them just so they go soft. But yeah, I've got good bait on for frozen bait, you know. I wonder if the fish come in over all this grass, because from these rocks out so far is like marshy grass and mud, and then obviously it goes to mud. And I wonder if the fish come over that. Oh, let's just hope I get it. I'm going to bring you back in a bit, but let's just hope there's a fish on there, or we get some more bites, because at least then that for the next time I come here, it makes you a little bit more upbeat about hopefully catching, you know. It's a great place to be, as like I keep saying, the sun's still on my face. It's dropped down now, so we've lost the heat. At that angle now, we've lost the heat out of it. So, but it's been nice. It's been a nice day. I haven't seen this rod tap again, so it could have been just a mattress floating past. You know what them dabs are like? They give you a good bite, don't they? And then they just sit there. Here comes that helicopter. I don't know if you can hear it, but what you can hear is helicopter. Yeah, but I'm actually seeing some of this. Oh, I don't know how to explain it really. If the tide's still over there coming in, you then got slack water, haven't you, for 15-20 minutes. So I can see the top. This isn't as deep on there. I'd actually consider walking on that now. Right, the sun has gone behind the clouds now for some reason. Well, obviously as the sun's got down on the horizon, and it's not at the horizon, but as the sun's gone down, you start to lose the heat, don't you? Because I could feel, that's why I've got a coat on now, and my neck collar. So then I presume that once that heat has gone, water vapour moves in and creates clouds, doesn't it? Because that sun's not there burning it off. So there, a little bit of science from Vern. Probably totally wrong, but I guess that's not far off the gist. Right, let's get this reeled in and see what's on it, shall we? Something on there. Oh. Look at them puppies! Look at them! I've never caught such big flounders. Let's just get this hooked on here. Let's get this up here. Try it. Let's get this here. Well, I've never caught such big flounder. Unbelievable. Come on, flick your other. No blank, 2 flounder. Quite big ones and all. I'll get these unhooked and then what I'll do is I'll bring you back. That weren't good. Bit worried. Never mind. It's out there. Right, let's get these unhooked. That's that unhooked. 2 big flounder. Might even measure them. Let's get this down and see what we're looking at. Well, that one's 27. Look at that. Well, it ain't as big as I thought, but I don't catch them that size over the other side. They're normally smaller than that, but that's a good size flounder. Plenty of meat on it. Let's get it back. Got plenty of life in them. That one's bigger. That one's 28. 2 good flounder. Let's check that on. Yeah. Will you go away, whoever's on the phone? Look at that. What an absolute booty. Let's get that back. Oh, chuffed to bits, absolutely chuffed to bits. So it's out. Right, well, we'll get this hook bait, this baited up again, And right, for big, I've got 3 hook flapper with short snoods. They're okay still for a fish that big. When you get a fish bigger, you need longer snoods. So if you're fishing and you think there might be more flounder about and they might be of a bigger size than dab, you need a slightly longer snood to go through the gills to unhook them. Just had a nice chat with a chap. He fishes this mark, so but yeah, it's a secret mark. Not going to tell anyone where it is. I've never come here and not been able to get on it, so that'll do me. That's going now. Let's get this baited up, and what I'll do is, that's 2 flounder, so we ain't blanked. Bloody brilliant. Started off fantastic on the beach, you know, fantastic feeling that sand underneath your feet, and then putting your box in your back of your van. You got half the beach in the van. Brilliant. But it just got better when I come here. It just got better. Wonder what I could have on that if that's a bite. I could feel them fish when I was reeling it in. They were quite light, and then suddenly they were like a bit snaggy, and I must have pulled a bit of weed in. There was a bit of weed on it. But 2 flounder like that, I could feel them on there. Right, let's stop shouting about it, because people catch bigger fish than that, but it's not the fish that I've just caught, is it? So it was better for me. I shall see you in a minute. Weed on that. Right. Too excited there, buddy. Well, yeah, you saw me cock up, but there you go, that's what fishing's all about. That, what I'm doing there is a Brighton cast, but obviously the one that you saw me cock up, I never took the bloody free spool arm off again. Because the tide's going down, I'm like, gotta get out. So, yeah, cocked that one up, but never mind. Happens to us all, normally me. It'll be left in, give someone a laugh. Probably Alan will be cringing, he'll be thinking, Jesus Christ. But there's nowhere for me to do an off the ground there, and that concrete isn't slippery, but it's wet, so I don't want to do anything. But there's nowhere for me to lay the thing down, so I just put the weight underneath. I don't do the boom, I just make sure it's tight and then just hit it. Went out a long way. I'm nearly down to the second gold band on my reel, so it's gone out a long way. Fingers crossed, we've got the rig out for the flounder, so I might put this one away. There's a bit of weed. I think what I'll do is, these breakaways were set too tight, so it was digging in. But I'll put this away, get rid of this. It's still a good bait on there actually. Still smells. Still stinks, that bait. Oh, I don't know. This water's going out so fast. I thought I'd leave the rod and everything here, because I can move the camera down and then go get my rod. And if you don't see me but you're looking out to sea, then obviously you know you'll see me in a minute. Well, that rod just whacked into that rail and I can't see any marks on my rod. They are well made, not cheap varnish like some. I can see where it's marked it. It's nothing really. That's what happens with fishing rods, isn't it? You buy them and then they get damaged, don't they? But there's only a little tiny scratch on the varnish. So, in fact, one of these rods here, the rod that fell over where at Salton Bay. When I was fishing there and the wind blew it over. It was brand. I'd only just bought it within a couple of months. The wind caught the bloody thing and blew it over. Then it was that much of a gale. Scratched it all. I shall just take off any that's loose, and then I shall just put some Bonder seal on it. Well, This will be a shortish video, I would say. I'm only on the second battery. But I'm just gonna take in the surroundings. It's gonna get dark. I've got my lights with me as well. Got nowhere to put them now because I've got I've made it for the beach on a bank stick that I've got. So I need to make one actually that it can fit on yet again another tripod. Or what I'll do is that's what I'll do. I'll make something that will fit on my box so that I can screw it into that so it's off the ground. That's what I'll do. Right, I shall bring you back in a bit when something exciting like me breaking me rod. Slippery air. Got to be careful. Right. I don't know what it is with my there's enough. I ain't the best caster for a long shot. I'm learning to cast now, and sometimes it goes right and sometimes it don't. I feel as though I'm now with my steps, things are, at home are starting to work out okay. That's what the idea of going to the beach today was, not only because there's been a lot of cod coming out on that section of the coast. It was to practice my casting, and the cast that I did, and I started turning in and then went to go like this, to go like that, down. I never moved my feet, and I got to here and I thought something's not right, but it's what happens, isn't it? But here, because this water's going down quite quickly, your brain takes over and you want to just, right, water's going down, I've got to get this out. So you go and do it, and I never took the bloody spill release off, did I? So I'm sure other people make these mistakes. It's only because your brain's going at 29 miles an hour and now when I came here, this section of the water must be higher than this bit. I presume that's because of this outfall pipe, and I presume this side gets silted up, that side doesn't. I've casted out there to the right. I've been casting out there all the time, and then matey boy come past and told me where to cast, so I wasn't doing too bad. So this side will go down and you'll probably see it empty, but there'll still be water this side. Now I reckon I could fish here for quite a while. We've probably talked half an hour. But what I don't want to happen is for the water to get that low that if I do catch a fish and return it, it gets stuck in a pool. Because you know what fish are like, they'll settle down, they'll think, oh, this is alright, then they'll be in a shallow pool if they're lucky, and that might drain away. So don't want that to happen. But all the fish that I release, I'll release right off the end. So there will come a point where I think to myself, right, I'm going to stop fishing. Could probably fish another 10 minutes, 15 minutes, possibly. Is it worth it? No, I don't think so. I think what I'll probably do is with this cast here, will probably be the last cast. Because if I put the other one on and chuck that out, what am I going to get, 5 minutes? Yeah, I could get a bass, couldn't I? I don't know. But the thing is, today was to go out into a lovely environment and spend some time, and that's what I've achieved today, so I'm chuffed with that. To boot, I've been to 2 areas to fish. I did look at Kilnsey as well. There was loads of people fishing at Kilnsey, and a lot of them walked right down towards Spurn. There's no way I'm walking that far. I can see a lot of green algae on this outfall pipe, probably 5 yards that side of the metal bars, and yeah, I can walk on that. I can walk on that definitely to release a fish, but I wouldn't want to cast on it, to be honest. So the goals for me this year are to get this cast and cracked so that I've got the off the ground cast done, because it would have been great to be here to do a pendulum, because I'd have been right out far, possibly where there's more fish. This one's gone out a long way, so that's my main goal this year, is to improve my casting. And I know the fish can be close in, but on those days when they aren't close in, yeah, I can have one rod out far, one rod in, and I can keep moving them and seeing where the fish are, if there is any. You know, it's going to give me greater scope for catching fish, and hopefully this year I should catch more fish. That's the main aim, and catching more fish for me is probably being able to cast further so that I can search that ground. Because when I was casting 50-60 yards, 70 at best, I would say fish might have been at 90, 100, 120 yards, you know. So now I've got the options, and I certainly will have the options because things will get better, and that's my goal, because I think the casting will lead on to me catching more fish. I'm certainly casting out further here in this session than I was when I was last here last year with my previous. It's great when you pull in two fish on a 3-up flapper, or even 3. When you fill it up, or you've at least got 2 on it, it's you're doing well, aren't you? You've put it in the right place, which is fortunate. You've obviously got good bait on there, sharp hooks, and you've casted it out far enough. So right, it's on clicker. Right, I shall bring you back in a bit. I'm going to just sort some of my gear out, because I think this is my last cast. I do not want to return the fish into shallow water. So right, I'm gonna reel this in now, because I don't know how long before it's out too far. I know there's a gully in front of this concrete tube that I can return the fish in. I know that's there, but I don't know how much further I've got until I've got the grass there, because I'd prefer it if it was daylight, to be honest. But I'm going to reel this in and see what I've got. If I've got something, I've got time to get it back, haven't I? That's the thing. contrary to what some people say, oh, it's a gate. Contrary to what some people say, I do like to look after the fish. I think a lot of you know that I like to look after the fish, but you get some people that are morons. But I'm going to get this reeled in, and by the time I pack away, I'll then be able to see how long I've had after high tide. Hey! Finished on a flounder. Let's get her back to the bucket. Well, we finished on a fish, look. So that's 3. Probably could catch more, to be honest. But this tide does go out quick here. It is shallow water. What I'll do is, I shall bring you back in a sec. One more dab. Flounder, sorry, flounder. Let's get her unhooked. Right, here we go. 1 flounder. Let's get it back. Let's get it back. So we're rushing because I've only got 2% of battery left on this. So try and get down there without falling, slipping. Nearly went. So yeah, so you can see this water's gone out. I made the right decision. So we're going to give this fish a chuck. There she is. Let's get her back. Right. Well, that's that done. Let's just show you while we're here. There. I don't know if that shows up much. So you can see these 2 rows of bits of weed. The water goes down the middle of that. So you don't want to leave it too long before you return a fish, do you, here? Because obviously what you see here, see all this stuff here, puddles and pools, the fish can just settle in there, can't it? That might empty out over time and the fish will be stranded, won't it? Or not necessarily over a night, but a bird would come in there during the day and pick it off. You know, you got to give it a chance, haven't you? So that was a bit difficult, that one, to unhook. Thought I had a chicken then. Oh, and it'll be this pipe, won't it? This outfall pipe. It'll be gurgling inside. So yeah, 3 flounders. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So got to be careful on this bit here, it's a bit slippery. Get my towel. Ooh. There you go. Well, I think that's a fishing session that was worthwhile doing. I'm chuffed to bits. I enjoy catching flounders and I enjoy catching dabs. I've got no problems catching them. Them to me are no different to catching codling, I presume. Some people might beg to differ, but not me. I'm quite happy. Catch them all the time. Well, I wouldn't want to catch them all the time, you'd get fed up. You know, catch a couple of few flounders. Catch, I'm watching that rod and it's moving, I'm thinking I've got a bite, but there's nothing on it, is there? Bloody idiot. These bloody Fuji things are great, but the new ones with the plastic inserts, they don't jam up. That's perfect. Right, so I can get this away. So right, so that's it then. We started off, let me just check that's filming. We started off fishing at Easington Beach. Weeded out, cut my losses, came straight to here, had 2 flounders on 1 rig and finished off last cast. I cast it out a long way and caught another flounder. So that's been fishing here at me secret mark. You obviously know it's on the Humber, but that's it. I ain't going to say where it is because you can only fish 1 or 2 people on there and there's no room. So if I ever go to Easington, I've got this as my fallback. Beautiful place to come and fish. I would come here just to fish it on its own, but I need to come. Next time I come here will be on a big tide. So if you've got this far, thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a comment, thumbs up and ring that bell, and you'll make me very happy. So that's been fishing here at me place on the Humber, and we've had 3 flounders. Thank you for watching. Thank you if you've got this far, and I'll see you again probably on the beach working on me casting. And I must remember to take that off, and then I won't look such a numpty, will I? So I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Plenty of other videos to watch. That's a bit wrong, isn't it, this? Plenty of other videos to watch as well. Go watch all my back catalogue and you'll do me a favour. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you on the beach or the river, wherever it's going to be. You'll see me fishing. See you later. Ta-da. Done it again. Will you go away, whoever's on the phone?